10 Rules to Become the 1%. The Unbreakable Mindset of Success. The truth about the 1%. Let me tell you a truth most people don't want to hear. Success is not about luck. It's not about talent. It's not even about opportunity. It's about mindset. A mindset so strong that it refuses to break. A mindset so focused that even pain becomes fuel. A mindset that belongs only to the 1%, the people who do what others won't so they can live how others can't. You see, everyone says they want success, but when it gets hard, when the nights get long, when the results don't come, most people quit. They convince themselves it's not worth it, or that it's just not meant to be. But the 1%, they don't quit. They don't cry for comfort. They don't wait for motivation. They build discipline. They build fire. They build themselves into something unbreakable. That's what this message is about. The 10 rules to become the 1%. 10 principles to forge the mindset that separates winners from the crowd. The mindset that turns ordinary people into legends. So take a breath. Forget everything you think you know about success. Because after today, you'll never look at your life the same way again. Rule 1. Build discipline when no one is watching. Everyone's disciplined when people are watching. When the camera's on, when the boss is around, when the world can see your effort. But what about when you're alone? What about when it's 5 a.m. and no one's clapping for you? What about the nights when you feel invisible, when no one believes in your dream but you? That's where the 1% are made. Because discipline is not about showing up when it's easy, it's about showing up when it's hell. The 1% wake up early not because they love mornings, but because they refuse to be average. They go to the gym not because they're always motivated, but because they made a promise to themselves, and they don't break promises. When you're tired, when you're stressed, when you feel like nothing's working, that's the moment you must decide. Do I give in to weakness, or do I rise above it? The 99% wait for motivation. The 1% act without it. Because they know this truth. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is forever. Every rep, every page, every early morning, every late night, those moments build your armor. That armor becomes your identity. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize the discipline you built in silence became the reason the world finally heard your name.
Rule 2. Master your mind before you master the world. The battlefield isn't out there. It's in here, inside your mind. The greatest war you'll ever fight is between your doubt and your destiny. Most people lose that war every single day, not because they're weak, but because they don't even realize they're fighting it. They let fear make their choices. They let emotions dictate their actions. They let comfort destroy their potential. But the 1%, they take control of their mind before the world can control it for them. You must learn to command your thoughts. Because if you don't rule your mind will rule you. When fear whispers, "You can't," you answer, "Watch me." When doubt says, "What if you fail?" you say, "Then I'll learn and rise again." When your emotions scream, "Quit," you whisper, "Not today." That's mental mastery. That's power. Train your mind like a warrior trains for war. Feed it with discipline, not distractions. Feed it with growth, not gossip. Feed it with purpose, not pleasure. Because everything you want, every dream, every goal, every ounce of freedom begins and ends inside your mind. Master your mind, and you'll master your life. Rule 3. Choose pain over comfort. Pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever meet. It doesn't lie. It doesn't sugarcoat. It doesn't care about your excuses. Comfort, on the other hand, is the silent killer of dreams. It makes you soft. It makes you forget who you are. It makes you believe you're safe when you're really stuck. The 99% chase comfort. They spend their lives avoiding pain. But the 1%, they chase the pain because they understand this. Pain is growth. Pain is truth. Pain is the bridge between who you are and who you're meant to be. Every time you face discomfort, you're rewriting your destiny. Every time you push through pain, you're becoming stronger, sharper, unstoppable. Think about it. No one ever got great by staying comfortable. Not a single legend was born from ease. They were all born from struggle, from failure, from pain. So stop running from it. Stop numbing it. Feel it. Embrace it. Use it. Because pain doesn't break you. It builds you. When you choose comfort, you choose mediocrity. But when you choose pain, you choose greatness. That's the choice that makes the 1% the 1%.
Rule 4. Never negotiate with your goals. Your dreams are not up for debate. Your goals are not a democracy. They don't care how tired you are, how busy you are, or how bad your day was. But most people treat their goals like an opinion, something they can change when it feels inconvenient. The 99% say, "I'll work when I feel ready. I'll start when I have more time. I'll give it 100% next week." But the 1%, they don't negotiate. They commit. They don't ask, "Do I feel like it?" They ask, "What needs to be done?" Because they know, the moment you start negotiating with your goals, you've already lost. Every time you skip a workout, every time you break a promise to yourself, you teach your mind that it's okay to lose. And once your mind believes losing is acceptable, it will never fight for victory again. The 1% treat every goal like a mission. They build systems, not excuses. They hold the line even when it hurts. They understand the simple truth. You either control your excuses or your excuses control you. So stop negotiating with your dreams. You said you wanted success, then prove it. You said you wanted to be great, then act like it. The 1% don't need perfect conditions. They just need a reason. And that reason is everything.
Rule 5. Surround yourself with fire. You become what you surround yourself with. You absorb the energy, the habits, the standards of the people near you. If you're surrounded by people who complain, you'll complain. If you're surrounded by people who settle, you'll settle. If you're surrounded by people who don't dream, you'll forget how to dream yourself. But if you surround yourself with fire, you'll burn brighter than ever before. The 1% protect their circle like their life depends on it, because it does.
They seek people who challenge them, not people who comfort them. They look for energy, not sympathy. They don't need cheerleaders, they need warriors. You need people who remind you of your potential when you forget it. People who push you when you're tired. People who make you better simply by existing. And sometimes you have to walk alone until you find them. Don't be afraid to outgrow people who refuse to grow with you. It's not betrayal, it's evolution. Because one day, you'll look around and realize you've built a circle of fire. And that fire will keep you alive when the world goes cold. Surround yourself with energy, with vision, with purpose. Because environment is not neutral. It's either building you or breaking you. Choose wisely.
Rule 6. Turn failure into fuel. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the foundation of it. Every champion has scars. Every successful person has a story filled with rejection, embarrassment, pain, and setbacks. But the difference is, they didn't stop there. The 99% see failure as a signal to quit. The 1% see it as a message. Try again. Smarter, stronger, better. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before creating the light bulb. Michael Jordan missed more than 9,000 shots in his career. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. But they all turned their failure into fuel. Because they knew every failure carries a lesson. Every rejection sharpens your edge. Every mistake builds resilience. The 1% don't hide from failure. They dissect it. They analyze, adjust, and attack again. You must stop asking, "Why did I fail?" and start asking, "What can I learn?" Because failure doesn't define you. Your reaction to it does. If you fall, fall forward. If you lose, lose with wisdom. If you break, rebuild with power. That's the mindset that creates greatness. The 1% use failure like a weapon, and every time they fall, they rise higher than before. So don't fear failure. Fear never trying. Rule 7. Stay hungry even when you win. Comfort after victory is the silent assassin of greatness. Because success can seduce you, make you forget the hunger that built you. The 99% get a taste of success and slow down. They relax. They celebrate too early. They think, "I've made it." But the 1% know. Winning once doesn't make you unstoppable. Winning consistently does. The game doesn't end when you win. It resets. Every success is just the beginning of the next challenge. You must stay hungry, not desperate, but driven. You must protect your edge like it's oxygen. Because the moment you get comfortable, you stop evolving. And when you stop evolving, you start dying. The best in the world, they celebrate for a moment, then they get back to work. They chase progress, not perfection. They crave the climb, not the comfort. The 1% live by one rule: never stay full, always stay hungry. Hunger keeps you alive. Hunger keeps you focused. Hunger makes you dangerous. So when you win, enjoy it, but don't let it stop you. Smile for a second, then sharpen your sword again. Because greatness is not achieved once. It's maintained every day. Rule 8. Embrace the lonely road. The path to greatness is not crowded. It's quiet. It's dark. It's lonely. Because very few people are willing to walk it. You'll lose friends. You'll outgrow people. You'll miss parties, celebrations, weekends, distractions. And at first, you'll wonder if it's worth it. But let me tell you something. The lonely road is the price of freedom. It's the toll you pay to live on your own terms. When everyone else is sleeping, you'll be building. When everyone else is relaxing, you'll be rising. When everyone else is comfortable, you'll be growing. Yes, it's lonely. Yes, it hurts. But that's the cost of transformation. You can't build an extraordinary life while surrounding yourself with ordinary habits. The 1% know that solitude isn't punishment, it's training. Because in silence, you meet yourself. You face your fears. You sharpen your vision. You build the relationship that matters most, the one between you and your potential. So when the nights get quiet and the doubts get loud, remember, you are not alone. You are simply becoming different. You are separating yourself from the crowd so that one day you can lead it. The lonely road is not for everyone, but if you have the courage to walk it, you'll never have to walk behind anyone again. Rule 9. Obsess over growth. You can't stay the same and expect your life to change. Growth is not optional. It's survival. Most people reach a certain level in life and stop. They get a decent job, a comfortable home, a bit of stability, and they think, that's enough. But the 1%? They never stop evolving. They never stop learning. They never stop improving. Because they understand, the day you stop growing is the day you start dying. You must become obsessed with your own progress, obsessed with learning new skills, with mastering your craft, with becoming better every single day. Read, study, experiment, fail, learn again. Not because someone told you to, but because your spirit demands it. Your body changes when you train it. Your mind changes when you challenge it. Your life changes when you grow it. Every version of you that comes after this one should look back and say, I'm proud of how far I've come, but I'm not done yet. The 1% are addicted to growth, because growth is the only true evidence of life.
Rule 10. Never forget why you started. In the chaos of chasing success, in the storms of struggle and pressure, it's easy to forget the reason you began. The reason you worked those late nights. The reason you fought through failure. The reason you refused to quit. And when you forget your why, you lose your direction. But when you remember it, nothing can stop you. The 1% carry their why like a weapon. It's the thing that gets them up when everything hurts. It's the thing that keeps them going when everything breaks. Your why is not just motivation, it's identity. It's who you are when the lights go out. It's the fire that keeps burning long after everyone else gives up. Never forget where you came from. Never forget the pain that woke you up. Never forget the vision that made your heart race. Because that reason, that spark, is what turns discipline into destiny. You didn't come this far to quit now. You didn't fight through everything just to be average again. You started this journey for a reason. So finish it like the 1%. The final message, the 1% life. Becoming the 1% is not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about power. It's about becoming everything you're capable of being. It's about waking up every day and refusing to live small. It's about pushing your limits until they break, and then pushing again. It's about discipline when you're tired, focus when you're distracted, faith when you're afraid. It's about walking through fire and saying, "Is that all you've got?" Most people will never understand that kind of mindset. They'll call you obsessed. They'll say you're too intense. They'll tell you to relax. Let them. Because obsession builds empires. Intensity builds legends. And relaxation builds regret. You were not born to blend in. You were born to stand out, to rise above, to create, to lead, to inspire. So from this moment on, promise yourself this. You will not be ordinary. You will not settle for less. You will not waste your potential. You will chase growth like your life depends on it, because it does. You will build a mind so unbreakable that no storm can shake it. You will walk the lonely road. You will carry your why. You will live by discipline, not emotion. And one day, when the world looks at you, they'll call you lucky, talented, gifted. But you'll know the truth. You built it. You earned it. You became it. Because you lived by the rules of the 1%. And now, you are the 1%.
If this video inspired you or helped you learn something new, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Motivation to Study English for 30 minutes every day. Your support is the energy that keeps us creating better and more meaningful videos every single day.